Ago, 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 nyapa, my beloved sibling. Welcome, akwaba. You are the essence of stars. You are the embodiment of wisdom passed down from generations past. Tonight, allow yourself to let the veil between the realms thin so that you can hear your Kra, your higher spirit, calling you, so that you can hear Nananum, our ancestors, calling you. Come with me on this journey of belonging, of realizing who you are, of embodying the power that you have within you already, of seeing yourself as an intricate, very important and vital piece of the puzzle of the entire universe. Come with me on this journey of belonging. Your Kra is reminding you, Nananu are reminding you that you belong. You belong wherever you choose to be. You belong. In wherever moment you find yourself, you belong. You belong on all the sidewalks. You belong there. You belong in your car. You belong on your bike. You belong in all the places you choose to go. You belong because your essence is the fragrance that's needed in those places. Allow yourself to see what you already know, that you belong in all the places you choose to be. You belong. You belong in nature. You belong to sit with the trees when they call on you. You belong with the rivers. You belong to sit on the rocks and be with the rivers. You belong with the rocks. If you choose to be with the rocks, you belong with them. You belong with the seas around the planet and beyond. You belong with the depths of the oceans, where creatures unique, vibrant, and radiant exist. You belong. You belong by the lakeside. You belong to commune with the lake. You belong with the mountains. You belong in walking through the mountains, being with the tall trees, whispering ancient secrets to you. You belong there. You belong feeling the coolness and the breeze of these mountains and the shades that the ancient trees give you. You belong. You belong in feeling the trickles of sun rays that pierce through those trees. You belong, Nyapa. You belong wherever you choose. You belong on mountaintops. You belong on standing on top of the mountain and overlooking the world below you. You belong there too. If you choose to be on the mountaintop, you belong there. You belong with the birds. You belong in hearing the beautiful melodies that they sing for you. You belong. You belong with all the animals that you see. They are not strangers to you. You belong with them. You belong with the wild animals, even though you won't go close to them too much. You belong with the animals at home. You belong with the chickens. You belong with the goats and sheep and the cows. You belong with the kitties. You belong with the puppies and the dogs and the birds and the turkeys. You belong with all the animals. You belong in all the things in nature that you choose to be with. You belong, Nyapa. You belong wherever you choose. Remember what's already true within you, that you belong. And as you choose to be in the world, in the corporate towers, you belong there too. You belong in corporate towers as you choose to be in, because your essence is needed to shine light on what's happening. You belong there. You belong, so you walk into those places confidently with the fragrance of the essence that comes to bless the world. You belong. You belong in restful places. You deserve to take a rest. You belong in relaxation places. You belong in spas. You belong on tables of those who carefully scrub your body and make you relax. You belong on tables of those with care who take bits of your body and massage deep into your tissues. You belong there too. You belong in jacuzzis and whirlpools that massage your body and soothe your soul. You belong there. You belong in steam rooms that clear your pores and clear your airways. You belong. You belong in saunas that reminds you of the places that your nanano, your ancestors, have been. You belong there too. You belong in all the relaxation places. You belong on the beach. You belong in beach chairs that allow you to stretch your legs and arms and lay your head on soft pillows and look up at the skies and listen to the waves of the ocean wash your stress away. You belong there too. You belong in all the beautiful places that you choose to be. You belong. You belong in mountain cabins, perfectly set up for your relaxation by the rivers where you sit and listen to the trickles of the water rounding down and meandering through paths for your pleasure. You belong. You belong in all the places. You don't limit yourself to any place that you want to go to. You step boldly into the places that your heart calls you to go to. You belong in all the places. You belong. You are an explorer. You belong in all the new places that your heart calls you to go to. You belong on hiking trails, on pilgrimages. You belong. You belong in ancient cities that draw you to go find what their histories and stories are. You belong. You are not limited to only certain places. You belong in all the places around the globe. You belong. You belong. You belong in all the places that call you to go and discover new things and new phenomena. You belong. You belong to see new faces in new places. You belong. You simply belong in all the places that your heart calls you to go to. You belong. You belong in the festivities of the world. You belong in cultural festivals. You belong in festivals that celebrates people. You belong in celebrations that set up for whatever reason. You belong in all these places. You belong in conferences that are specific for different topics, talking about different things. You belong. You belong to be in these conferences, imparting your beautiful knowledge upon people. You belong. You belong in sitting and hearing people's stories and people telling you what they've learned in their lifetime, blessing you and enriching your own story and your own journey and your own blessings upon others. You belong. You belong in global spaces where people sit and talk about the future and destination of humanity. You belong there. You belong there to teach people and show people what to see to build a better future. You belong there. Your essence is needed in all these places. You are not limited to only one space. All the places are your places. You can be in all these places and bless these places with your essence. You belong in all these places. You belong everywhere and anywhere that you choose, that your heart calls you to be. You belong. You belong in music. You belong in the art. You belong in bringing in the unique ways of creating sounds in the universe for the people to hear. You belong. You belong in dance and moving your body in ways that people don't usually do, but you do. You belong there. You belong in creating your own movements in space and showing it to the world. You belong. You belong in creating new things. Creating new things and blessing the world with your ingenuity and your creativity that hasn't been seen. You belong. Your spirit knows, your kra knows, nananum know, and you know deep inside you that your gifts and the things that you're here to bless the world with are unique and not seen everywhere. And so you have to remember that you belong in order for you to show all of these gifts to the world. You belong. You belong in science. you belong. You belong in answering the big questions that you already asked yourself all the moments of your life. You belong in sitting down and being one of those people who answers those questions by meticulously looking at things and studying what you already do in your normal life. You belong. It is not esoteric. It is more natural than you allow yourself to see. You belong in all these places because you yourself are beyond these places. You know more than these places. You go into these places and then you bless them with your essence. You bless them with your essence. You belong in all these places. You belong in technology. You belong in being in these places that are making decisions and creating new technology that are affecting the world. You belong in being in these places and bringing the humanity in these technological advances that we are creating to make our lives easier. You belong there. You belong in opening people's eyes to see the connectedness of all the things in the world, the importance of connecting and the importance of considering everybody in the world when we are creating new technologies. That's why you belong there. You know deep down you belong there. Allow yourself to go in the places and bless the place with your essence. You belong in all these places. You belong in engineering. You belong in sitting down and creating and building these machines and these creative ways of dealing with things and creating creative solutions of solving problems of the world. You belong in engineering. You belong everywhere. It is not a thing for one type of people. All of these things are in you. They are all in you. So you belong in all the places that you yourself say you want to be in. Remember that you belong. Remember that you belong in math. You belong in using the foundations of the world and combining it with our ancient ways and building beautiful things for the world. You belong. You belong in ancient places where your soul smiles because it remembers the things that make you move, the things that rest your heart, the things that make you feel at home. You belong in these ancient places. Don't prevent yourself to experience the indigenous ways that is already embedded in you. You belong. You belong in your body. You belong in being in your body and experiencing what it feels to be in your body. You belong in experiencing in what it feels to be in your mind fully without judging it. To see your brilliance and your beautiful busy brain at work. You belong in that space. You belong in feeling your body and seeing what it can do. And moving it in all the ways that you want to move it. You belong. You belong in family situations that you decide to put yourself in. You belong in having families and partners that soothe your soul and also annoy you sometimes. You belong in all those places. And so you decide what you need to do to get what you need. Nobody else tells you. You know what you need and you know how to get them, and so you go and you get them. You belong in comfortable living spaces, in houses that make you feel at home when you step in them, in houses that fuels your creativity. You belong in spaces that you've built for yourself that speaks to your soul with bright colors or soothing sounds and all the things that make you feel at home. You belong. Nyapa, you belong wherever you choose. Your kra is calling, it says you belong. Nananum are calling, it says you belong. Don't forget. Don't let the noise of the world make you feel like you don't belong, because they're all lies. Deep within you, you know you belong. Let yourself remember that you belong anywhere on the planet that you choose to be. You are not limited to the spaces that you've been put in right now. You belong everywhere. Remember that, Nyapa. Remember that you belong. You belong in all the spaces that you choose to be. You belong. You belong. Not only do you belong, you are needed. You are needed in all these places. These places are not complete without you. These places are not complete without you. Your presence in these places are lighthouses for others. They're a beacon for others to claim who they are, for others to be able to do the things wholesomely. You belong. Nyapa, as we bring this journey to a close, you remember, like the stars in the sky, you belong. Like the rivers and the lakes and the trees on the earth, you belong. The way the ocean formed is the same way you were formed. The way the trees came to be are the same way that you came to be. The way that the birds came to be, the song of the birds, are the same way that you came to be. So how can you say you don't belong anywhere? You belong everywhere and anywhere that you choose to be. You belong. You belong. You belong. You belong. Your essence is essential. Your essence is influential, and it needs to be everywhere. I'm Nanama. It's been a pleasure guiding you on this belonging journey. As you step into the world, you radiate your belongingness to those who meet you in different places. You radiate your light upon the people who come in contact with you, because you are radiant. Your essence is radiant. Allow it to shine through. It's been a pleasure. Whenever you need to remember the places that you need to go to and feeling hesitant, come back to this realm and remind yourself. Let your Kra remind you. Let Nananum remind you that you belong. That you belong. Come back often. And until I meet you in the next journey together, find the link in the description and join the awakening. Manasseh.